Yeah, we're actually.
Okay, everybody listen up, 6:30, time to call to order the Lebanon City Council meeting for November 10th, 2025. Roll call, please.
Belkey.
Here.
Bennett.
Here.
Cornish.
Here.
Farrow.
Here.
Krumzig.
Here.
Marcinkowski.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Washington.
Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag,
United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, need a motion to approve the omnibus agenda?
Hey, Charlie, we have to do the other thing first
The other thing,
about
okay,
the agenda.
okay. So you want, okay, you want to do the first? We're gonna move down to ordinance. Does anybody on the council have any, thing they'd like to discuss or approve regarding the DE Martin Roofing?
Charlie.
Yeah.
Okay, so our ordinances require executive sessions to be listed last on the agenda. However, which it is. However, if any of the council members want the executive session before discussing or moving on to the resolution about the lease, then we would have to amend the agenda to move the executive session up ahead of the ordinance committee's line items. So if there's anybody that feels like they need that closed session before we go to that item, the resolution and the lease, then we need a motion now before we start the agenda to amend the agenda to move the executive session up. I know it's overly complicated, but that's the way it is required to be done. But if nobody does, then we proceed accordingly and
Any discussion?
I say we go with the regular order.
Second, okay. More discussion? Okay, roll call?
Belkey.
Here. Yes. No, whichever.
Bennett.
Here.
Cornish.
Here.
Farrow.
Yes.
Krumzig.
Yes.
Marcinkowski.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Washington.
Okay, we clear to move on then, Luke?
Yep.
All right,
sorry.
no problem. Need a motion to approve the omnibus agenda.
Moved, so moved.
Okay, second,
Second that.
in discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Bennett.
Yes.
Cornish.
Yes.
Farrow.
Yes.
Krumzig.
Yes.
Marcinkowski.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Washington. And Belkey.
Yes.
And we have some guests in the audience tonight, if they'd like to stand and tell us who they are, and I'll read the proclamation.
Hello, we are. Yeah. We are the Daughters of American Revolution, and we are the O'Fallon chapter with the Glassbury. And I am Margaret Truitt, Vice Regent. Marion Rose. And
Carol Greinke. Okay, Thank you. They've asked me to read this proclamation for the National Society of Daughters of the American Revolution, American Indians Committee. Proclamation reads National American Indian Heritage Month. Whereas the history and culture of our great nation have been significantly influenced by American Indians and indigenous peoples. And whereas the contributions of American Indians have enhanced the freedom, prosperity, and greatness of America today. Whereas their customs and traditions are respected and celebrated as part of a rich legacy throughout the United States. And whereas Native American Awareness Week began in 1976 and recognition was expanded by Congress and approved by President George Bush in August 1990, designating the month of November as National American Indian Heritage Month. And whereas in honor of National American Indian Heritage Month, the community celebrates as well as numerous cultural, artistic, educational, and historical activities have been planned. Now, therefore, I, Charles Whitty, by virtue of the authority vested in me as mayor of Lebanon, Illinois, do hereby proclaim November as the National American Indian Heritage Month in Lebanon, Illinois, and urge all citizens to observe this month with appropriate programs, ceremonies, and activities. In witness thereof, I have unto set my hand and cause the seal of Lebanon to be affixed the 10th day of November in the year of our Lord, 2025. I'm gonna put a seal on your palm. Okay, you ladies want to come and get it?
Thank you.
We're gonna get a picture with him for the paper.
Great. Walk it out of the way.
Let me try
Get his good side.
Oh, ready. We turn around, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I was trying to say, which side you all consider is good side, right? We're good folks, thank you.
it. Sorry.
You're welcome. We'll do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Now we'll move on to audience participation. Any audience participation? We got 5 minutes.
I have something.
Okay, state your name and.
I'm Julie Ford. Thank you for serving as the mayor and civil servants of Lebanon. I don't have any beefs with you guys, and I don't put anything on social media. And I just have one little request. And that's about a speed bump. And this is my request, that the speed bump that is right north of the grade school, that the grade school was there when we put it in. And I'm not against speed bumps. I think the ones behind the high school, great. But I'm very visual, so I want to show you where it is. My husband works for IDOT and he said, it didn't bother him that it was there, but I drive the kids to school every day. I have 7 more years of it, to and from. And it's only been a little bit of annoyance this year, because before, if you can see that, I don't know, before the traffic flow was here, they came in and we dropped the kids off at the door, and then we came back this way, and it was really hard because that's not very wide. And so the school's always trying to make things better. So this year, the school year, they decided to come in on Mary Jane and then go through and drop the kids off and go this way to that around. So can you see what that's about? Okay, so because of that, the speed bump, which has already been there before the school was built, you don't go into it straight.
Yeah.
You have a curve and people are getting off and there's gonna be a big mud hole there and stuff like that. But what I'm requesting is not that you spend the time and money to immediately go take care of that, because I don't like it. I just want, if there's going to be an improvement on Mary Jane Street, that at that time, if there's time and money to remove it, and if the school wants a different location for that, that would be good. That's all I have to say. Thanks. I'm going to the garden club with me.
Anybody else? Nobody else? Man, people must be ill or something, I'm sorry. Alright. Anything from the council members? Okay, RJ,
I just want to wish a happy 250th birthday to all my brothers and sisters in the United States Marine Corps. Today is the Marine Corps birthday, and we are 250 years old. So,
yeah. John, you gonna say anything? You let him say everything?
No, you already said what you had to say right there.
Okay.
Question though on, what she just brought up with school traffic patterns. As far as I'm concerned, as far as last I checked and heard, we never approved the whole one-way thing to go, did we? It was brought up from the superintendent that he thought he was just gonna say, I'm gonna have BK have it my way and just do it, but no, it doesn't work like that. Now, I can tell you right now, they still do it. Whether you think they do or not, they do it. So I'm trying to figure out what is the latest on that. Luke, at all, do you know? Cause I know we never slapped the table, said, yep, we're doing it, we're not doing it. I know it was, we're not doing it as of right now because he just came in here and said, that's what we're gonna do. It don't work like that.
My recollection is that we sent them notice not to do it, and I thought they had said they were going to.
They said they were gonna abide by it, but I think it depends on what day of the week it was.
Yeah. So,
To be fair, I think it's open. It's just that they still have a person out there that's directing to just go out the other way, and they set out a cone and just kind of encouraging people to go that way. But if someone does come down Mary Jane, because I saw it the other day, they are like heads up on it and trying to address that it's not a one way, and you can go back down the road, but they don't have the buses coming down the one way. So I think it's not blocked, but they are still having the elementary go out that way, which really, technically, I don't think they're breaking anything. They're just encouraging people to turn left out of there because it's keeping everything flowing. But they don't have it closed anymore like they did for the buses. So I don't really know that we can make them not tell people to turn out a certain way.
yeah, especially if it's in their parking, like if they're at their entrance and exit and they're trying to direct people out that way. You can't really, as long as they're not directing them counter to what the actual traffic is. I'm not sure, at least at that point, I'm not sure what we can do about that.
Anything else, Sean?
Go ahead.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, I guess we can move on to committee reports, streets and alleys, Sean.
We have nothing. We'll be talking on the 1st of December at the new place.
Okay, finance, Mike.
Okay, we talked about this in committee last week. We got an application. My wife loves this place, but I can't remember, is it Teodot or Tida?
Tie-dot.
Tida, okay. From the Tida House, a grant for $4,950 to sand and paint front and back porches and do some other painting. And I think that's what half of the estimated cost, so I'd like to recommend that we approve that.
Okay, recommendation comes from committee, so it doesn't need a second. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Cornish,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Krumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett.
Yes.
You want to ordinance, George?
We meet on December 1st. The committee recommends an ordinance declaring surplus streets and authorizing the sale thereof.
Okay, recommendation comes from committee, doesn't need a second. Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Pharaoh,
Yes.
Krumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
and yes, all
Cornish.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, George, number two.
Since we did not have the resolution at the meeting, I'm moving, we approve a resolution authorizing execution of a lease agreement with D.E. Martin Roofing Company Incorporated.
I need a second, right? Paul? Okay, any discussion? Okay, roll call.
So,
Well,
hold on. So to clarify, last week you had the resolution and the initial draft of the lease. I was still waiting to hear back from the property owners as to their position on the terms of that lease. They got back to me, with some requested changes, 3 substantive changes, and then the rest of it were pretty much stylized, or they changed. I had lease in the agreement in there, they wanted it to be an agreement. They changed some headers and some things like that. The 3 major changes that they asked for, the first was to remove the language allowing if we were to move within the first, or find a place that was better within the first 2 years, that we could terminate the lease. The likelihood of us being able to move within 2 years at this point is very, very low, so I don't think that that's probably anything of substance. The second was to remove the right of first refusal to buy it. If they list it for sale, then we would get first crack at it. I don't know that they wouldn't give us first crack at it regardless of whether or not that term's in it, but I understand their position of not wanting a contractual right of first refusal in there. The third one, was that they originally came back and wanted us to be responsible for the property taxes on top of the rent payment. We kind of went back and forth a little bit with that, and, the final language that I'm suggesting we utilize, that's why this one's in front of you, is it will allow us, to try to get with the county to see if they will allow us to abate the property taxes, since it's a municipal occupied building, the same as we do for municipal owned buildings. I don't know that they'll do that, but we put it in here. And then if the county will not do that, then we would split the property taxes. So the owner would be responsible for half, would be responsible for half. So that's the reason it's not a committee referral, it's on the agenda as a discussion.
You have a cost on the property taxes, sir?
Yeah.
Total cost is, $7,219.06, so half of that would be $3,609.53. So I broke that down, it's roughly gonna cost us about $301 a month on addition to the $2,500. However, that will not be payable until 27-28. So we will be able to have a whole year here that I'll be able to budget for that money, and it'll be a lump sum due in when taxes are due. So it's not something that we have to pay right this minute, and we're not gonna owe next year's for this 25.
Is the taxes for the city included in that 7,000?
The total amount they pay on the parcels that we're renting is the 7,200. So we're only gonna be responsible for the 3,600, the half of it.
Are the city's taxes, we can move to abate the city tax.
Yes, we're gonna ask for that. We have it here, hopefully to get that figured out with the
Okay.
county. But just in case the county sticks their head in the sand.
So basically what that does is the money is just flowing out and flowing right back,
Yes, theoretically,
theoretically.
at least a portion of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the city's portion of it is very small.
Oh, I
So
know.
it still
The
wouldn't change
city's
it
is nice at the
drastically.
bottom, nice at
Yeah.
Okay, I still make my motion that we approve the resolution with the amendments. And it authorizes, I believe, the mayor to sign it.
Yeah, second again.
A second again? Okay, any more discussion? Any more roll call, please?
Crumzig,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Pharaoh.
Yes,
Okay, RJ, water sewer?
Okay, we meet Monday, November 17th, 6:30. Also, the committee recommends that the previous approval payment to Hair Plumbing in the amount of $214,930.80 be paid from the ARPA monies. And I suggest that we do that.
Okay, recommendation comes from committee, so we don't need a second in discussion. Okay, roll call, Paul.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington,
Yeah.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
Yeah,
and Crumsey.
Yes.
Okay, cemetery, Amber.
We meet Monday, December the 1st, 2025 at 6:30, but Paul wants to add something to that. We kind of,
You can do it under clerk.
I can do it a little later. That's fine.
He's gonna do it under clerk, that's all.
oh, okay, sorry.
That's all right, no problem. All right, health and safety, Linda.
We meet November the 17th, 2020. At 6:30.
Okay,
And, I think I kind of dropped the ball because we were looking for housing in, hot weather or cold weather. And I was working with the minister at the Methodist Church, but then she left. And I had been calling, but whomever took her place was not returning my calls. And, so I'm gonna have to get in touch with them again and see if it's the same agreement that we have with her.
okay. Anything else? Okay, thank you, Linda. Public property, Paul.
We'll meet Monday, December 1st at 6:30. And committee recommends the closure of City Hall located at 312 West St. Louis Street on Friday, November 21st, 2025, and to reopen at the new location, 405 North Madison Street on Monday, November 24th, 2025.
Okay, the recommendation comes from committee, so it doesn't need a second. Any discussion? Nope. Okay, roll call, please, Paul.
Smith,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
yes,
Crumsey,
Yes.
Marcinkowski.
Yes.
That's it. Okay, number two, Paul.
Hey, there was a committee recommends hiring 2 men and truck to move City Hall and other costs. Not to exceed $5,000.
Okay, recommendation comes from committee, doesn't need a second. Any discussion? No, okay, roll call, Paul. Oh,
Charlie,
yeah.
just for clarification, this does not include some of the infrastructure stuff that we have to do, like the security system, the Ethernet stuff, things like this. This is the cost for the actual moving. So I just want to make that clear to everybody, because there will be additional costs that are likely more than the $5,000.
Okay. Any discussion then? Okay, roll call.
Washington,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Cornish,
Yes.
Pharaoh,
yes,
Crumsey,
Yes.
Marcinkowski,
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Okay, Luke, you want to go ahead with this next one, discussion of,
Yeah, so, after the last discussion, I helped coordinate a meeting between Charlie and a couple of representatives of Holland Construction. Just because I've worked with them before and I have a decent working relationship with them. We did meet with them on Friday. Had a pretty decent conversation with them. I think they're gonna try to coordinate a time to come over, to look at the building we have here. Also to look at the Streets and Alleys building. And then to look at potentially the building we're moving into. And what we discussed with them was several different things. The first being getting an estimated cost from a construction side of what it would take to rehab this building into up to code and everything that we need for that, so that it's not a exact estimate of this is what the cost would be, but it's a pretty fair estimate on what that would be. Option two that we talked with them about is the possibility of tearing this building down, but building back on this site. And the feasibility of whether or not it would have to be just the city hall, or if there's a possibility that we could consolidate some of our other personnel update, specifically like PD into that structure. The concern being is whether or not footprint wise on this lot, we have enough room for city hall, PD and parking and all those kinds of things, but they do a pretty good job of trying to figure that out. The third option we talked with them was the possibility of looking at the building we're moving into and getting an idea of what would it take to, like, if we were to completely, rather than renovate this building, we bought and renovated that building, what would that work? What would those costs look like? All those kinds of things. Fourth option is looking at currently existing structures that may be on the market or available for purchase, and whether or not those would be what an estimate of cost about rehabbing those buildings could be. And then the last option we discussed with them was a possibility of looking at vacant parcels currently within the city that might have enough size and space and be in a location for a whole new building, specifically one big enough to house city hall, PD, and potentially anything else. The other thing we talked with them about was looking at the streets building and the possibility of what it would take to rehab that into a dual use, to possibly move MedStar over there so that we don't have to necessarily look for trying to find another place to house them, but keeping them here and not back in the back here. So that's kind of what we talked about with them. So the next step is they're gonna come in and get those, kind of talk to probably a few different people here to get an idea of what kinds of things we'd be looking for in those, kind of to get an idea of how big of a building would be needed. That all makes sense.
And Greg from Holland gave me a call. He's gonna come here and look at this building on Monday, the 17th, next Monday. That it, Luke?
The other thing that we've been kind of looking at is trying to coordinate, looking at options for any of whichever decision you guys were to make, once we have kind of all of those options A through Z potentially. The question becomes, how will we pay for that? So I think we've had some discussions about possibilities with that, but that's a fledgling kind of thing, and there's not really anything concrete to talk about it. But it is one of the things that I think we're all trying to work through, both on a money in as well as the potential for trying to find ways to save money and be more efficient, things like that. So all things that are in the pipeline, but not quite there yet.
Is that it?
Does anybody has any questions for me?
No questions for him? Okay. Move on to personnel, Arnie. I mean, Mr. Bennett.
It's in the right. Okay, we don't have it tonight. There. Meet Monday, November 17th at 6:30.
Thank you, sir. Okay, nothing under unfinished business. Guess next is for me. So if all you fine folks wanna follow us down there, when we go down there, just be sure and come down and visit us at 405 North Madison. To see our humble abode down there. Do what? You're talking to Ron. Okay, Clerk Paul.
Yeah, so the College Hill Cemetery prices, fee schedule hasn't been increased for some time. I don't know when the last time it was. But I looked at Caseyville and Mascudas. Heather helped me out on that. And this is just something that I want you guys to take a look at. Tomorrow's an example, and Cody will vouch for me on this. We have a burial tomorrow. And you pay two guys, is it two guys overtime or how long's that?
So two guys come in, they have a 2 hour minimum, and we're kind of not really covering the cost of two guys and the equipment, especially on a holiday. So we're just trying to make sure that we're covering what it costs us to operate, because we don't want to be paying out more than what's coming in. I know it sounds silly when it comes to funeral stuff, but we still have to recuperate cost a little bit more than just breaking even. I know it's a odd subject to deal with, but still is operations.
So some of these increases will help pay for that over time. The cemetery fraud investigator who also does the confirmation of our license stated that we have a couple streets that are not named in the cemetery. And also we need to put the street signs up. I still don't know how to get around there, and I've been looking at the map every day. So we just need a better means to do that. And it will take a few funerals, and it's gonna pay for that, because that's minimal, it's not real expensive. But it's something to get done for the people that have family out there and the people that try to get out there to look where they're going for that next funeral, like tomorrow. They don't know where it's at, so we need direction, but that will come up in committee. You know, look forward to everybody's support on this. That's all I have.
You told them why tomorrow, the holiday, you don't want to, they know what the holiday is, I mean. You must follow with that.
Veterans Day.
Yeah. Everybody knows tomorrow's Veterans Day or not?
Well, thank you.
Do you? Okay, so how many veterans do we have in here? Raise your hand.
Thank you for serving.
Yeah. Thank you for your service. Okay, thank you, Paul.
Quick question, Paul, sorry. Do these are these in effect now, though? For this
The
one
one-
for tomorrow or no?
No, so the one on top,
Right,
that's currently, they've already been in.
okay,
Yeah, the one on the bottom is the potential increase. It's only it's $150.
okay,
Basically. But that's just proposed.
That it?
thanks.
Okay, Jess, treasurer.
So I'm gonna apologize, I don't have a printout for you guys. I met with the security company today down at the new building to talk about what we need to do for cameras and to be able to make it secure down there. I got that estimate today at 5 o'clock, and we're trying to get all this in before we start moving stuff down there, and so we kind of need to act on it fairly quickly. Chief can pitch in a little bit. I had him go down, we walked through a few things. He kind of pointed out some of his major concerns with security, things we needed to address, and, you know, just to make sure that our employees are safe down there and our operations are safe. I did get that back. It is gonna be roughly it's $12,771. Now that is getting us an all new system and all new cameras, because we cannot we don't feel that it's right to leave this building unsecured, since we're going to be leaving a lot of our stuff here. Feel like we still need to have our cameras on it. One of the things that this system is gonna do is, because we are gonna be right on Route 4, and where our drop box and everything is gonna be, we will have a camera that's pointing out to the highway. So Chief is gonna be able to access all of the cameras from the PD. And I can let him, do you wanna talk a little bit about what you went over with down there?
Yeah, and after we spoke just briefly, I believe that we were able to pay for the cameras in here because I can mark it down in a security reason, so we can monitor it from there. So I don't see any reason, I can't tell you with 100% certainty tonight, because I just got hit with this before we started. But I can tell you with 90% certainty, that I should be able to pay that bill. My question would be, since we don't we don't know what we're doing in the future. We know what we're doing right now, but we don't, you guys have big decisions to make what we're gonna do in the future. Meaning where we're gonna move and make City Hall permanent, okay? Whatever that winds up being. I might suggest getting a price on leasing this equipment.
Okay.
Okay, there's a big difference in cost because technology lasts about 5 years. So get me a cost on the leasing. I'm pretty confident, just don't hold me to 100%. How about we go 99%? Okay. There's one thing I just want to check that I can probably cover that cost under the forfeiture, federal forfeiture,
Even if we lease it too, you'd
Even
be
if-
able to,
even
okay,
if we lease it.
okay,
Okay.
absolutely.
And if we know we're gonna be there 2 years. And I would say probably 3, but I know this, we're going for 2 right now. But I would lease it. It's gonna be cheaper in cost and they are responsible for the equipment.
Yes.
I'm a big believer in buying, but in the position that I think we find ourselves in, I think we'd be far better off just to lease it. Because whatever you guys decide you're gonna do and you go to a different building, build one, whatever. You're gonna want new stuff going into that
Yeah.
location, wherever that may be and whatever it is.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yep, like I said, it got hit with this today and it came about 5 o'clock, so I didn't even know what we were even in the scope of what we were gonna be on a price range and everything, so that's a great point. I'll email him back today then and ask if I can get, to see what it would cost us to lease that.
Who are you going through?
It's the same Computite people that does everything else, so,
Cause I moved everything to CompuType, so every camera that we have goes through CompuType, so we don't have different companies doing this. So there's one-stop shop, we call them, they come and fix it, and they've been fantastic, I will tell you that.
yeah, and like I mentioned to him, he will be able to pull up all the cameras at the new location from the PD and be able to have those up on the screen in there as well. Cause I know being further away and everything else, there's some, security concerns that we wanna make sure we address, so we'll have those cameras. The other thing that we spoke with is, we're talking about the lighting out there and everything at night and looking at some solutions to be able to get some better lighting out there. As you guys know, like right now, when we have council meetings, it's pitch dark outside, so we wanna make sure it's lit up out there, for the safety of everybody and our employees every night when they're leaving. So that's in the works. And then, he also spoke, he requested that we have, if you go to like movie theaters and stuff and they have the retractable like ropes to help funnel the lines in the right place, he suggested that we at least get one of those to divide where the people are gonna sit versus where the council is gonna sit, just to keep people from wandering in. So that if there is some kind of safety concern, it kind of keeps a barricade there to where everybody kind of knows where to stand and where to stop. So I did price those out. I think we're gonna be able to get that system to what we need for less than $200 to be able to get the poles that he's suggesting and the rope across there. So that's another thing that we would be looking at to move down
It
there.
would be almost like at an airport